It's Kieran Hebden for FV360.com. Here we've got Sonny Edwards, 4-0, now 5-0.
Yeah, that's the one.
How do you rate your performance?
Well, it was well within myself. I thought I looked quite impressive for how I felt in there. I felt fit for only really only had like a 4 or 5 week training camp. I did do a week out in Marbella, which helped me at the beginning. But yeah, only like a 4 or 5 week training camp. I boxed, what now, 8 weeks ago on the 20th of May. And it was a last minute opponent, one that I was meant to box for, but he's boxed at lightweight. He boxed Joe Cordina in his debut and gave him a decent enough little workaround before he got stopped. But you know what I mean, like, around my weight, I'm a flyweight. Light flyweight is an amateur. Flyweight, super fly now, whatever the fights come. But yeah, like, he's tough, and I didn't have to make weight for this fight. I did it easy. I was weighing what I weighed in today a couple of weeks ago, for example. I didn't have to drop my weight. I weighed 53.7. He came in, tipped the scales at nearly 54.5, so nothing to me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sort of ask for like purse or anything like that, because I'm just not a bitter person. But yeah, so when I was landing clean those last couple of rounds. It was hurting him and he was feeling it, and I felt like I rocked him a few times, but I never had him in no trouble there. But I think if the rounds were longer, like we was hoping to do a 6-rounder.
I was going to say, because there was a bit of confusion at the start, wasn't there?
Well, that's down to, I was told I had a 6-rounder when it first got announced. Then they dropped it down to a 4 because I've already got a fight in the pipeline. I can't mention what it is because it's still waiting to go through a few like hoops. But so what's the point of like my promotional interest? What's the point of, you know what I mean, paying me for a 6-rounder when I've got that fight lined up anyway? So 4 round, get a little workout. I'm blessed to have the MTK backing as well as the Frank promotions, because look, I boxed 2 months ago. There's people that, you know what I mean, they struggle to get out, and I fought here today. 2 months later, got a nice little bit of summer money and just enjoyed myself. Really, it probably was more of like a glorified spark. I didn't really need to. I didn't get in no deep waters. I couldn't tell you on top of my head I got caught with more than 3 shots. So yeah. But I enjoyed it, put on a little show and just, you know what I mean, had fun. And I worked on a few things, like, bear in mind he was bigger than me, and I know he's tough and he's strong. My brother Charlie fought him last year, like pretty much this time. Carl used to have another good fighter, boxed him, and loads of names, I'm talking up to like lightweights. Yeah. Fought him, went points, lost rounds, you know what I mean? So he's a tough enough opponent, but I just felt like my style was all wrong for him. He wanted to be planted, and I was constantly just switching, throwing, and just enjoying myself.
But that's what you want though, isn't it? You're 5-0 now, so you want people that are going to come and try and have a go, put you on your toes, moving about with them, going backwards and using your feet and your head movement. These are all learning fights for you, and to have that sort of opponent early in your career is important.
I was meant to fight on my 2nd fight. He pulled out for illness the day before, the day before it was, and then I got a late replacement in Brett Fido and had to move around with him. But yeah, do you know what I mean? I haven't. You can ask the management team. Every single opponent they've given me, it's been snapped up. Yeah. This one was a bit heavier than we would have liked. We tried to see if, do you know what I mean, you could find a super flyweight or even a 53 kilo lad. But that's what they come back with, and look,
it's an awkward weight though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, you're fighting the people down at the lighter weight. They're usually more, I don't know if it's just because I'm a lighter weight, they're usually a bit more conditioned. You see some of the journeymen at like lightweights and all the way up the scale, they're just, they look like they have no purpose in the ring. Yeah. Well, I don't feel like you get that as much in the lower weight. So, but yeah, it's good. It's a learning curve. Like, if I'm not putting in performances against people like this, how am I ever going to go on to win the Britishes, the Europeans, the world titles? So, like, I know fighters, prospects, ticket sellers, whatever you want to call them, that sort of, they just sort of pussyfoot around all these like imports and sort of tough journeymen. And it's like, well, if you're doing that at any stage of your career, how high do you really expect to go apart from sort of picking opponents? So, what
are your ambitions? Yeah,
well, the same as everyone in this venue, and the same as every boxer in the country. I want to win British, European world titles. Like, that's what I'm in it for. Obviously, it's a business at the end of the day before anything else. If you wanted to, for the love of the sport, you'd have stayed amateur. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
The area titles, are we looking at like next year?
Well, like area titles I would take, but it's just, I can't find anyone to fight them. The fights have been offered to people like Prince Patel, for example. Yeah. He didn't want to know. They offered him good money from what I'm told. Didn't want to know, and he come back with some lie saying they offered him the same money for a 10-round Southern area title than they offered him for a 4-round against a journeyman. Something don't add up there.
Well, your brother had the same problem with Prince Patel as well. He had a lot of beef.
You know what? He's actually gone very quiet, so I don't even like speaking about him now because I don't even get a bite. So it's like it's boring, to be honest. There's a lot more exciting names out there, and I don't turn down fights. There's a fight there. I'm never going to ask for stupid money. Do you know what I mean? Like, until you earn them sort of paydays. But there's a fight there. the appropriate amount. Like, I would never sort of try and outprice myself. The appropriate amount of money, and I'm confident. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to be one of the fighters that are just sort of hiding behind the O, because what does that mean? It's about who you beat, not who you don't get beat by. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you've got there's a massive amount of fighters' names in and around, well, around your weight. You know, you've got your Farags, you've got your Ian Butcher. I know obviously your brothers fought him, but there's a lot of decent fighters at your weight. Burnett, Haskins.
Oh,
I know.
Well, I won't go near Ryan Burnett.
I'm not saying now. I'm saying like in 12 to 18 months, 24 months. Can you see
I think I need a bit longer than that, like, for some of those names. But do you know what it is? I'm looking to have a long career. I think like people that I've watched every single one of my fights could probably vouch. I've probably taken less than 10 shots in 5 fights. Probably around like solid shots. Like, so I'm hoping to have a long career. I'm sure by next week I'll be in the ring. Haven't got a fight for a couple of months now, but I know I'll be back in the gym, training hard. So I just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so blessed to be in a position. Like, if you look at all my sponsors, I've got class all over me. Like, I get looked after really well. MTK, my management team, they back me, they sponsor me. Empire Pro Tape, Shower Electricals on the back. You've got you've got Sky Bar, you've got Going Pack. Like, I've got really good people behind me, and you know what? I'm blessed to be in a position because I know how hard it is, like boxing. There's so many people that literally have to flag a good 200-300 tickets just to see a bit of pocket change. Where maybe it's because I did my apprentice as an amateur. I did the ABAs, I did the internationals, so maybe I deserve it. But whatever, I'm really grateful for it. Like, I think too many boxers sort of expect people to give them. Like, I think some boxers expect people to give it to them. Do you know what I mean? They expect everything handed on the plate. Like, and if you're not bringing nothing to the table, how do you expect to eat at it? Do you know what I mean? Like, so it just is what it is.
Well, congratulations on the victory, and we'll see you very soon. Cheers. Thank you.